How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man, and I'm here in a mystery room. But we're at Anime Expo this year with the lovely folks over at Viz Media. And if you guys have been checking out Viz Media stuff, you might know of a little series called Spoil It. And I did an episode last year as well, and I thought to myself, I wish I had that on my series, because that's a really, really cool series. So I asked the people over at Viz Media, I'm like, hey, can I borrow your guys' series for my channel? And they're like, okay. So we're here today, not for a spoil it, but well, I like to dub as a super spoil it, because we're not just going to be spoiling one series in this video, we're going to be spoiling 10. Sure, I'm getting 10, so let's do 10. So obviously, as the title suggests, I'm going to be spoiling a bunch of series. So if you don't want to be spoiled, go to a different video. There's plenty of videos on my channel, so go check them out. But if you don't mind being spoiled, or you think that you won't be spoiled because you've just seen too much anime, then keep watching this video. So if you guys don't know how it works, essentially I have this big ass timer right here that's going to count down 1 minute, and in that time I have to hear an anime or manga series that gets thrown out at me and spoil it all in under a minute. And I have like 7 people in this room judging me, so that's gonna be fun to do. So let's go! Alright, here is the first one.
Death Note.
Death Note is all about a kid named Light Yagami who lives in Tokyo. He's a super genius high school student, and then one day a note flies down and it's a death note. If you write the name of the person in it, they die. And so he takes that note and he's like, I'm gonna kill all the criminals. But then all the criminals die and he's like, I wanna make the world a better place. Goes a little bit insane, and then a detective called L, who's also a super genius, tries to figure out who this Kira character is that Light created. No, yeah, Kira's a character in this. And then he gets killed by Light because Light's just too cool, and then his like whitehead replacement Nia comes in, and Nia's like, I'm gonna kill Kira because L couldn't, and then he does, and then he tries to get away with it, and oh god, there's still 18 seconds left. Okay, so Nia finally catches Light. Light's like, no, fuck you guys, I'm gonna kill you all, tries to kill him, and then Ryuk, who's like the demon god, oh yeah, he's the demon god that like gave L the death note, Light the death note, he accidentally kills L because he doesn't like him. I feel I got a lot of that wrong. Like, just... I don't think he accidentally kills Light. Like, I think he had every intention to kill Light. Alright, here is the second one.
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man is about a guy called Saitama who was just a normal guy. He had no superpowers, but it was a society run by superheroes. And one day he saves a kid from a monster, and he's like, you know what? But he gets beaten up, so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna train myself to become a superhero. So he does a bunch of workout stuff, and he becomes one. He stresses out so hard that he becomes bald in the process, and he becomes One Punch Man, who's a superhero that can kill everything in one punch. So he enters the academy for the superheroes. He gets a bad knowledge test but a really good physical test, and they're like, okay, we're gonna give you a grading, but it's the lowest grading, even though you're obviously the most powerful superhero because you can kill everything in one punch. And then a bunch of villains come down, and he kills them all in one punch because it's a comedy series and it's really funny. And I don't know what else to say. There's a bunch of demons and everything. Tornado's kind of cute, but I don't know how old she is. And yeah. Like, there's so little plot in One Punch Man. Like, it's so hard to like stretch it out to a minute. I could have spoiled the entire series just by saying, there's a superhero and he kills everything in one punch. Alright, let's see if I can do the third series a little bit better.
Black Clover.
Wait, hold on a second. I haven't seen... I haven't seen Black Clover?
Okay.
Shockingly. I know I should.
Talk about why you should have seen Black Clover.
Why I should have?
Just go.
Okay. It's a shonen series. And I heard it was popular, but I also heard that people were aggravated out the ass by, what's his name? Asta's voice. It sounded like a car. But I heard that the manga, like, it starts a little bit slow, but gets pretty good when it gets, like, closer to, like, tournament arc. I think there's a tournament arc. There's probably a tournament arc in Black Clover. The art looks good. I like the art style. Looks like your typical Shonen Jump series, but that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. You know, if you like shonen, definitely check it out. Black Clover, out now at viz.com. It's a good show. Maybe read it if you don't like his voice. Jesus.
And you can use ones that you want.
Alright, sure. Alright, let's try a third series again.
My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia is all about set in a world where superheroes are a normal thing and everybody is born with this quirk or superpower, but there are some who aren't and they're just regular humans. But the ones who do have a quirk go into superhero school. So one day this little boy called Deku, who was born with no quirk and therefore he was bullied at school for it, he looks up to this like all-powerful superhero called All Might and just coincidentally just happens to one day meet All Might, and All Might's like, you know what, kid, I like you. Let me eat my hair and have my superpowers. And so he does that, and he develops this power that from All Might, but it's a little bit flawed. And so with that like new unnatural quirk, he goes into the superhero academy, hence the name My Hero Academia. 10 seconds, all right. And the tournament arc was really cool. Todoroki became best boy. If you were spoiled on that already, it's a good show, watch it. I mean, it's a good show, but my opinion, slightly overrated. All right, well that was also horrible. Let's do the fourth one.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul is set in a world where there are humans and then there are ghouls. The ghouls are like these vampire-like beings that eat humans, and the humans are obviously the humans. So one day, Kaneki Ken, who's the main character, he's just a human, and he meets this chick named Risa, thinking that she's just like a nice human being, but it turns out that she's a ghoul. And he gets bitten by her, he becomes a ghoul, and then it's like this like constant like internal struggle of like him not wanting to accept that he's a ghoul now and that he wants to retain human. It's like too deep for you. And then he gets interrogated by this guy called Jason, who's also a ghoul, and then he goes bankai, I think. He gets like white hair and everything. He becomes superhuman, like destroys Jason in the process, and then joins it's not Aomine, that's the guy from Kuroko. The blue group, the blue man group, whatever it was called, and he forms like a ghoul squad and tries to kill the humans. Wow, I feel like I just spread a lot of misinformation on Tokyo Ghoul. It was definitely not the blue man group. What was the name of the group again, like that he joins?
Wasn't the Blue Man Group.
It wasn't the Blue Man Group. It was Blue
like
something. Yeah, I'm sure all the dislike buttons will help me remind myself what it is.
And the next series is...
Yes.
Vampire Knight.
Wait, hold on. Been way too long since I read Vampire Knight, so I don't remember anything about it.
Okay.
Nothing. Try something else.
Sailor Moon.
Okay, I can do Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon, if I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I watched it, is about a girl called Tsukino Usagi, who's like a high school chick, and like, it's just like your typical like superhero, like it's how like the whole magical girl thing started, I guess, maybe not, it's what made it popular. So she transforms into this moon Sailor Scout, that's it. It's a Sailor Scout called Sailor Moon, and there's like a whole squad of them. Like there's Mercury, there's Mars, there's Venus, and there's Jupiter. I think, and that's 5 of them. They're the Sailor Scouts, and they defeat monsters. And there's also this like fuckboy in a suit who like tries to get with Tsukino, even though she's like 14 in the show, so it's like kind of weird. But I think he's a high school student, so it's like totally legal, I think. I don't know, maybe I brought up something really weird. But yeah, and then there's another annoying character called Chibiusa who comes out later, and I don't really like her, but she seems to be popular. Go watch Sailor Moon, yay! Can anyone...
So he was in college.
He was in college,
He
right?
went to Tokyo U.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
It was
And
a lot
Usagi's
easier-
like 14, so
was
it's
a-
like
it was
kind of
as
weird.
As you remember it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad. Next series.
Poopin'?
Oyasumi Punpun is a really fucked up manga, but I love it. It's a masterpiece. It's about a little bird boy, or what everyone sees as a bird boy, or at least what you see as a bird boy, because it's metaphorical and shit, called, what was his name? Kataoka Punpun, that's it. And it's basically about his really, really depressing life of like whenever he was a kid until he becomes an adult. And to spoil the show, even though I really don't want to, Punpun grows into an adult, and there's someone like holding their ears because they don't want to be spoiled. He turns into an adult, kills his lover's mom, and then they run away, but then she hangs herself and he tries to kill himself, but he gets saved by his previous girlfriend who's a manga artist, and then he lives a happy life again. But he meets his old high school mates, and it turns out he's like reverted back to his like smaller self, which is like hyper like metaphorical. It's a fucking awesome show, but you'll be depressed as all hell, and I'm sorry if you got spoiled by that, because it's a really great manga.
That hurt my ears, how deep I had to stick my finger in my ears to not hear you.
I spoiled the fuck out of that, dude. Holy shit. Okay, to be
was
fair,
good.
that hurt to say because I've tried so hard not to spoil that for so many people. So I did warn you at the beginning of this video that I was gonna spoil some series. So I hope you clicked off the moment you heard them say "Oyasumi Pun Pun" because I want you to read it. It's good. Let's move on to the next series.
Hunter Hunter.
I can do Yu Yu Hakusho.
Sure.
Okay. Yu Yu Hakusho is about a kid called Urameshi Yusuke. He's 14 years old, he's a delinquent, and he gets killed in a car crash trying to save a kid. And because he did such a good deed, even though he's such a fuckboy, they were like, you know what, we'll let you come back to life. We'll let you reincarnate. And he does end up reincarnating, but then later it turns into like a battle shonen where he develops these powers. He has this thing called ray gun, which is like literally a ray gun like coming out of his finger. And then he joins a detective squad, a supernatural detective squad to try and solve mysteries of like criminals and like monsters from like the netherworld and stuff like that. And he has all of these friends. And to spoil it, he kills Toguro after some bullshit power-up thing. And then the final guy, whose name I forgot, Usui, I think his name was, he also gets destroyed after he transforms into like Super Saiyan like 3 with like the long hair and shit. It's super badass though, so you should read it. I like it, it's good. That's how Yu Yu Hakusho ends, right?
That's pretty much how it is.
Yeah. It got cancelled. That's the
Yes.
biggest spoiler.
The biggest spoiler is they just end up in the ocean. And that's how it ends.
Yeah. Alright, second to last one. What is it?
Bleach.
Okay, Bleach. It's about a kid called Kurosaki Ichigo who can see ghosts, and one day he meets this ghost girl called Rukia, and she's like a soul. I was about to say Soul Eater. That's a totally different show, but it's something like that. They kill like ghosts essentially, and to spoil it, let's see. Aizen was like super overpowered, but he actually dies because it's Bleach and Kirito, Jesus, Ichigo can't lose. And the biggest spoiler of all is that shit got cancelled, dog. Like, I don't know if you heard, but like, it's bullshit. Jump gave Kubo Taito 10 weeks to finish it, and he's like, alright, got it. But then, like, after 2 weeks, they were like, JK, you only have 2 weeks to finish it. So he had to, like, rush the shit out of it, and it's one of the most disappointing endings, and I'm really sad, but it's okay. I don't count Bleach before the Aizen arc anyway, or after the Aizen arc, because the Aizen arc kind of sucked. Alright, let's go Lucky Star then. Lucky Star is about a bunch of girls in school. That's all you really need to know. It's a slice of life series featuring Konata, who's the main girl, who's like the blue-haired girl. And then there's Kagami and the 2 other chicks that you don't have to really worry about. But to spoil it, Konata is voiced by Hirano Aya, who was Suzumiya Haruhi, and they reference Suzumiya Haruhi in the show because she cosplays as it, so it's like a really like cool inside reference that you probably wouldn't get if you weren't part of the community in 2006. Other big spoiler is the Lucky Channel, Shiraishi Minoru, like that like assistant character, he's actually just playing himself. Like the voice actor's name is also Shiraishi Minoru, which is really cool. And at the end of the OVA, they do a live action Lucky Channel, and it's the funniest shit I've ever seen. So go watch that. I feel like that was just like 1 minute of Lucky Star Easter eggs, rather than a spoil it.
Top 10 Lucky Star Easter
Yeah,
eggs.
top 10 Lucky Star Easter eggs. Alright, well, the last one is gonna be like a special challenge because it is super spoil it. The lovely people behind the cameras that you can't see are going to be shouting out a bunch of Viz Media titles, and I have to spoil as many of them as I can in under a minute. So, don't kill me if they shout out a series and I say, what's that? I don't have all the time in the world, I wish, but there's a lot of manga that I haven't read, but I'm gonna check them out over on Viz if I say that I don't know, so haha, gotti. Alright, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Alright, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Black Lagoon.
Revi's badass and kills people.
Blue Exorcist.
The soul, like blue scythe guy kills ghosts.
Uzumaki.
Very scary and twisted horror where everyone turns into a spiral. It's fucked up.
Assassination Classroom.
God damn it. Alien who blows up the moon becomes a teacher where students try to kill him.
Busa Rankin.
Busou Ranking. Fuck, I don't remember what it was about.
Both times 5.
Afro guy with nose hair powers kills everybody.
Dr. Slump.
Little robot kid who's really fucking overpowered and holds like a piece of poo around.
Dead demon destruction.
Dead demons. Aliens come down to Tokyo and Japan doesn't know what to do with it, but two kids are like, just go to war, please. Monster. Evil doctor and like serious like fucked up. Yeah.
I should 21.
I should 21. American football. Jesus Christ. How many did I do?
I mean, you were swinging pretty good there.
I think I did like at least 10, right?
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope I did well. I guess let me know in the comments below which series I spoiled the best, if that's a thing. I don't know. If you want to check out more of these kinds of ones, though, then go over to the Viz Media channel where there will be a season 2 of Spoiler with all sorts of other internet creators, including myself. So go check that out by clicking the link in the description below. Thanks again for Viz Media for letting me spoil a bunch of series and probably angering Reddit. You're welcome, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. As always, like and favorite if you enjoy, subscribe for Rare Banner. Keep watching anime. Johnny.